In the danger zone are 80 villages and 16,000 people.
This is a terrorist act against Ukrainian critical infrastructure that aims at causing as many civilian casualties and as much destruction as possible.
At the request of Ukraine, a meeting of the UN Security Council was convened yesterday. Russia was directly accused of causing the disaster only by Poland, the Baltic states and Ukraine. A terrorist state is responsible for an environmental disaster of enormous proportion. This is the biggest man-made disaster. Poland, as a witness to the suffering of the Ukrainians and a hub for international humanitarian aid, is also affected by Russia's aggression and the ecological catastrophe. In the meantime, the Russians are talking about Ukrainian sabotage. There have been reports on CNN that Ukrainian soldiers have seen Russian troops being swept away by the onrush of water. Washington is now looking into the accuracy of this information.
No, we're not certain at all. We hope to have more information in the coming days.
A dam with a concrete and air structure is impossible to demolish or blow up with artillery. This is because it consists of earth-filled bulkheads. The only way to do it is by the detonation of explosive inside the structure. The Ukrainian side reported that the Russians had mined this dam several months ago, and it could be that they are in preparation for explosion. The dam formed the Kachovsky Reservoir on the Dnieper River, some 240 kilometers long. It was one of the most important dams in Ukraine, the last on the side of the river where it flows into the Black Sea, where the most of the water flows down the river. The reservoir could hold 18 national stadiums of Poland. The situation in Kherson has changed dramatically. The water level has risen by 2 meters. It seems that the main wave has already crossed Novaya Kachovka and reached 70 kilometers down. Houses that were flooded yesterday have water up to the roof today. People on the left bank, which is under Russian control, are in worse situation because there is no rescue operation there. The demolition of the dam was preceded by the Ukrainian army successes at Bakhmut. In the last 24 hours alone, the Ukrainians have advanced more than a kilometer in this sector. Fierce fighting is also taking place in Belgorod region of Russia, where the Russian Volunteer Corps and the Freedom of Russia Legion are fighting. According to experts, the Russians may have decided to take such a radical step out of fear of an imminent counteroffensive. According to a preliminary assessment by the Ukrainian Ministry of Agriculture, the destruction of dam will leave most irrigation system in the Kherson and Zaporozhye regions without a source of water. The consequences of the disaster will also be felt by residents of Crimea, which remains under Russian control.